Hello, and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, November 2nd, 2015 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is knowing my worth helps me take action in my transformation. We've got such a cool day with so much going on today. The first thing that I want to mention is that Mercury shifted into Scorpio yesterday. And I think, the point of daily astrology is just to know what's going on so you can use the energy. Mercury in Scorpio, that's my natal position of my Mercury, I love it, is so great at going beneath the surface, communicating with yourself beneath the surface, really getting into that primal intuition. I think the Pisces energy is kind of more of a higher energy intuition, like really connecting to divine, whereas Scorpio has kind of like that gut feeling, primal intuition. So we are tuning into that energy and helping us decipher ourselves. And I love how it begins the day, actually, which is funny because it's not necessarily easy, but I think it's just so beneficial. We have the moon in Leo. So the moon in Leo taps us into our creativity, our inner child energy. And the moon in Leo is going to square Mercury in Scorpio, both at that very beginning, 0 degree, 1 degree, very early degree. And, some people have trouble getting in touch with their inner child. And I think it is because, that's the place where shame comes from. That's the place where, a lot of that shame that we carry originates, that imperfection stuff, the, oh, I'm not worthy stuff. But with Mercury in Scorpio, we have a chance to go in there and shed light on this for ourselves, shed light on that inner child, and recognize that doesn't make the child any less. And maybe if you can tap into that, then you may be able to actually grow with your inner child and begin to have fun with them. There's no use holding any guilt for your inner child. I feel like some of us sometimes think that when we were the child, we needed to be the adult and the child for ourselves then and show up for ourselves in a different way. But as children, we couldn't necessarily do that. So now we have a chance to be that adult and show up for our child. And the child will still appreciate it, I promise you. And actually, we have a great blog on Gaia Blooming. I'll post it in the daily blog with this video. But from Deanna, who just had an amazing experience with working with her inner child with the full moon in Taurus, some release stuff and some work stuff. So I really love that. We're starting the day with that because I think that's really beautiful. And that's leading into another cool connection that we have today. We have Venus and Mars coming together again. This is like the third time I think that they've done it. They've come back and forth around each other. Well, Venus has come back and forth. She just keeps, coming around to Mars. And I love this connection. It is at 24 degrees in Virgo. 24 is a 6. That is a degree of balance. It's the Libra degree of finding balance. And so they're coming together in Virgo. And, some people talk this as a great indication for romance, and it could be, but it points back to the body. And what I really love about this, with the Venus and the Mars coming together, what I'm feeling is, Venus is our feminine, Mars is our masculine. I feel like they can almost come in and with their balance, come in and support the inner child. The inner feminine energy with Venus is about yes and receptivity, but we need that Mars too to come in and say the no's where there need to be no's. Sometimes the feminine won't put her foot down in that way. The masculine can come and do that. And so with their support, they're coming together. We can support our inner child. We can support our body. And our body is supported by us utilizing both energies. One of my favorite things to do is just to notice. I will have patterns where I'll get bruises all over my right side. The right side represents the masculine. I have times where I'll stub my left toe. It represents the feminine. I always look at those times as, oh, I'm a little out of balance. How can I get back in balance? Where do I need to say no? Where do I need to say yes? Where do I need to receive a little bit more? Where can I give a little bit more? And through all of that, you find that balance. And that's what it's truly about. Because when you can get balance, masculine and feminine, then I feel like that partnership that you desire, love relationship, can also develop in a balanced way that is fulfilling versus filling, if you get what I'm saying. So pretty cool astro going on. We also have Jupiter tomorrow is going to be connecting to Chiron and Uranus. And so Jupiter and Chiron, there's a lot of healing energy. And again, it's taking us back into the body. There's so much emphasis on the body for this year with Jupiter in Virgo. So healing energy is up in and among all this energy, among all this transformation energy that we're working through with Scorpio. I want to get into the cards that I pulled today, starting with the Osho Tarot. So I pulled first guilt and sorrow. And I feel like this is the energy that's holding us back from really knowing, utilize, working with the inner child energy. We have guilt that maybe we didn't show up in the best way for our inner child when we were little. You know, I feel like some of us hold guilt that we weren't the inner parent to our inner child when we were little. And we're not really meant to be. That's formational time. It's okay. You got to let go of that guilt and that sorrow. You can show up for your child now. Time is irrelevant. Show up for your child now, and you can get rid of that guilt and sorrow, and instead move into your inner voice. God, the inner child, when you can tune into the inner child has so much good advice to help you on your path. And then there's a completion. Then you're complete. You're in touch with that voice. You're in touch with your inner child. You're in touch with the innocence, that light, that connection to divinity within you. So we need to get past these things. And there's actually a great blog. Deanna wrote a blog, you know, all about this. So check that out, and it may help you with your inner child process. And that being said, I feel like that's like really the energy with the Mercury and Moon in Leo. And from the Unknown Tarot, which I'm having so much fun with for Scorpio time, I pulled Eight of Cups, which I love this card surprisingly, and the Ace of Pentacles. And the Eight of Cups has been coming up a lot. We gotta stop crying over the past. Gotta not cry over that inner child. Be present for them. Let go of that spilled milk. This is what I see. It's like letting go of that spilled milk. Let go of those past energies. I feel like this is actually coming up about the Venus and Mars stuff. I feel like it's coming up a lot about old relationships where we still are beating ourselves up about old relationships, whether it is the relationship we have with our inner child or past love relationships or friendship relationships. You got to let go of the past. Learn from it, but don't hold on to that energy. That's always happens to me. That person always cheats on me. Those old voices, you got to let those go because those aren't true. That's not now. That was then. So we're letting go of the spilled milk and recognizing that everything that's coming right now is planting new beginnings, prosperous new beginnings. Those seeds that you are planting are always sprouting off and growing. What kind of fertile soil are you giving it? Are you giving that milk to the soil? or are you sitting there lamenting over that milk? Plant your seeds. Be conscious of your thoughts. I think it's especially good to be conscious of your thoughts during Mercury and Scorpio because they can take you to those deep places of the guilt, of the shame. But processing that and releasing that and recognizing that that is not now is so powerful. So, that being said, that is it for today, but come by a birth chart painting. This is the current one I'm working on, a little Hamsa in the middle. I'm really excited about this. I love it. And get those for holiday gifts. So email me about that, book a reading. It's such a juicy time to get into yourself right now. Such good readings are happening. And I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.